Hello, my fellow chuggalos. It's day 18 of the Brew Crew podcast, Advent Calendar 2025. Day 18 brings us a very interesting beer. Another beer that's been highly touted. Never had one myself. I've had Krieks before. I've had Lambic before. Some cherry Lambic I've really enjoyed before, and I won't even tell you who made it. But it was an American beer maker, and their cherry Lambic was really, really good. But I haven't had it in a long time, but I prefer cherry of all the fruit flavors. I prefer cherry. There's just something special about it. But anyway, this is a Kriek, which is a Belgian beer, another Belgian beer. We seem to have a sort of a little devout little following of Belgian beers amongst our selectors. We've had quite a few of them. We've had a strong ale. We've had a couple of farmhouse ales, which are Belgian in their origins. We've had just a number of either Belgian beers directly or Belgian style beers, which is, considering we've only had, one stout and was it one West Coast IPA, one NEPA. That's a pretty incredible thing to say about our Advent calendar. Very different than years gone by. Anyway, Kriek is unique. Kriek is special. It's made in a very different kind of way than any other beer. So I'm going to crack it open right now. Oh, by the way, it's 6%. It's called Cotillion Krief, 100% Lambic Bio. Now, gosh, I thought you said it was a Kriek. Is it a Lambic or a Kriek? Well, it's kind of both. It's the Belgian style of a Lambic. And here's what that means. So what happens is, to make this Kriek, it's not so unusual or different. There's a few things about it that are a little bit different than a typical Kriek. But what Cotillion does is they take fresh, tart, sour cherries that are a specific kind of sour cherries that are made only in Turkey. And they take these Turkish sour cherries and they throw them into a stainless vat. They don't use wood. You're going to taste some oaky notes probably, but that's something totally different. We'll talk about that in a minute. But they put it in a stainless vat, open tank, and wild yeast is used for the fermentation. Oh no, it's more funk. Yes, that's what Lambic has, is that fun little Brett funk that we also love. Some of us more than others. I'm going to give it a shot though, because I'm kind of excited about it. It's a highly touted beer, so who am I to say, right? And I tasted a really sour beer that I loved and ranked extremely highly the other day. So anyway, and that was the Black Razeth. Was it? Yeah, Black Razeth was the shiz, man. Okay, anyway, on with the show. So they take these fresh, tart, sour Turkish cherries. Oh yeah, you can even see the funk right in there, right? It's all hazy. Oh yeah, you can smell the funk right off the bat. But you can smell the cherries too. And the sweetness of the cherries. The younger the Lambic and the younger the Brew, the better it is in this case. If you like to really get the full fruit experience of the sour tart cherries, you should drink it younger, because the further it ages, the more it's gonna age and mellow out. It'll become a more complex beer. However, it won't be so highly fruity. And you'll get more of the funk flavor coming through. So I hope this is young for my sake. I shouldn't say that. I've kind of grown to like some of the sours, but the funk, I don't know. It's like eating toe fungus or toe jam. On that pleasant note, Then after primary fermentation, so throwing the cherries into an old lambic, in this case, it's a 2-year-old lambic. It's been sitting in the barrel for 2 years, and they take it, they unseal it out of the barrel. They throw these cherries in there, and away it goes. It spontaneously starts fermentation again for the old lambic, new for the cherries, and so it makes a new beer. So it's a kind of a blend, but it's not a blend of 2 different beers pour 2 beers in a glass and drink it. This is goes through a whole fermentation cycle like a regular beer with an old beer plus new fruit, right? So it's very different, right? Not grain. There's no grain in the secondary or in the primary fermentation of the Krief, right? So then after it gets done with primary fermentation, what they do is they take the mixture that's fermented, and they add young lambic to it, which has a higher sugar content. It hasn't all fermented out because it ferments more slowly over time. And they take that younger lambic and they inject the younger lambic into the Krief that's already fermented to, remember what I said about a starter? When you put it into the bottle to bottle ferment, to naturally ferment in the bottle fermentation or natural fermentation, right? That's what they're trying to get to, right? So they put that in there to start the second fermentation. And then while the yeast fires back up because of that nice new sugar it's getting from the young lambic, they will bottle it during that process to get the natural carbonation and coming out of the bottle fermentation and the carbonation that comes out of that, right? All right, part 2, day 18. Sorry, Chuggalos, my phone is running out of storage. I'm trying to delete thousands of photos and music and all kinds of stuff. And it's just these darn YouTube videos. So I've even deleted the old YouTube videos off that I've already uploaded, and I'm still filling up with memories. So I got some memory issues here. Yeah, still, obviously. Anyway, on to the show. I'm going to try this thing. I need to get this done fairly quickly, so I'll save you all. Anyway, the bottom line is you get this beautifully naturally fermented, bottle fermented, and naturally carbonated beverage that's infused with cherries. It's a sour. Everybody loves it. We all go home singing, dancing, and everybody's happy, right? So let's taste it. So I definitely smelled, obviously a lot of cherry up front, but there's more to it than that. There's a real citric kind of smell to it. The citrus is the sour citrus that you can take. It makes you salivate. That along with the cherries, right? And I'm smelling some little almond in there, and probably a little apple. I think I'm getting some apple in there, and then I'm getting the funk. I'm definitely getting the funk. Oh yeah, get the funk. I love funk music. I grew up listening to funk music and playing funk music. I love to play it on my horn. Maybe a little funky Christmas coming at you for Christmas Eve. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to play. I kind of started narrowing it down today a little bit, but I haven't quite decided yet. But we'll see. Maybe a little medley. Who knows? Oh yeah. Yeah, the funk is very present. You get a little cherries up front before the funk hits, but the funk hits really up front, mid-palate. And it's grassy. It's kind of got a grassy, herbaceous kind of nature to it. Yeah, that's what I'm tasting. It's real herbaceous. It's sour in the back of the palate. Yeah, it's sour. And you still get and you get the cherry tartness all the way through. You get some of the cherry sweetness right up front, but it disappears in a hurry. Yeah, this is a tough one. Yeah, grass and dirt, a little grass and dirt. I know that sounds terrible. I'm not saying that in a demeaning way, like yak drool. That was a famous one I did earlier, but that was meant to be derogatory. This is just an honest. That's what I'm tasting. I'm tasting grassy herbaceousness and a little earthiness, dirt. A lot of that, and it carries through. Mm. Not sure these are meant to drink warm, but this is a cold beer. I just brought it out of the beer fridge, the SFIL beer fridge. Let's see if I can, I don't know, oxidize it a little bit. Take some of that funk off. It's pretty sour. Mm. Yeah. Personally, for me, there are certain sours I like, and there are certain sours that I'm not really fond of. This one leaves a lot to be desired. It's a little bit disappointing, actually, because I was really expecting, I'd heard a lot of hype about this beer, and, you know, publicized as sort of god tier sour cherry. And, okay, I'm game. Even though I know there's going to be funk because it's a Lambic, I thought, okay, well, you know, I'm game to try. So, got a nice color. It's fairly cloudy. I guess what can you expect with cherries in there, right? I don't know about this beer. I'm not sure about this. Mm. I'm tasting more of it, and I don't know that it's because it's warming up. I think maybe it's just my taste buds are a little dulled from the sour, maybe. And that funk is hard to get past. And it's hard to get. So here's my challenge and my frustration with beers like this, and you know, at least you know the yak drool that we had before. It's hard to actually taste the flavors in here, and I know there's some complexity and depth in here, but it's hard for me to get there. It's hard for me to taste that. I don't think my taste buds are necessarily dull or not very sensitive, but there's so much funk in there, and the funk is causing it to be very hard for my brain to discern and separate out sort of the fruit. I wanted to taste the cherries. I love cherry stuff. Anything cherry is good. I love cherry limeade at Sonic, for example. And okay, I know that's fake cherry, but yeah, I love cherry juice, natural cherry juice. Anything with cherries in it, I really love. But hard to taste it. You get a little cherry whiff in here with a lot of funk. And interestingly, the funk that you smell on the nose is not the same funk that you're tasting. This doesn't smell. Yeah, maybe a little herbaceous, but not like kind of. I mean, it's distinctly grassy when I'm tasting it here. It's better. It's better. I'm warming up to it a little bit, but I will say it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite. This is not a Branch and Bone sour. It's not an Urban Artifact sour. You know, it's not a 450 North sour. It's a European Belgian sour, and it's wild yeast made. That's kind of what they do. And so that's what their style is, man. That's what you drink. And for people that like these, that's what they you know, they buy them for and what they drink them for is to have that kind of flavor profile in there. It's not the worst one we've had. I think I gave the Actor 1.5, right? Oh yeah. That was a nectar. That was the Anchorage nectar, which just shocked the crap out of me. So it wasn't a Belgian beer. It was a Belgian style, though, the Saison. And, you know, quite frankly, well, I know the difference, but there's some, only like seemingly to me, there's subtle difference between Saisons and like a Lambic, you know. Although this Kriek is a little special, just that the way they make it, right? They already take a fermented beer and they throw fresh cherries into it, which you normally, when you're brewing, you normally start everything at once at the same place you're starting, right? You're starting the fermentation process, the primary fermentation process, the first time with the cherries in it, and, you know, with everything that you're going to put in it is in it, you know, except for maybe if you dry hop, right? Or add some adjuncts later in the process during secondary fermentation or something like that. But, so it is unique in that way. It's not horrible, but I don't know that I would drink it again. I may drink it again, but it'll probably take a long time. If I saw this in a list of 25 beers and I know I've already had this and I know what I thought about it, I would probably try at least half the menu before I circle back to this one. With that in mind, it gets a hearty score of 2 point something, 2.25 maybe. Yeah, I think this is about 2.25, roughly. So that's my score. I'm sticking to it. SFIL, day 18, signing off. And let's see, tomorrow, what are we staring at here? We're looking at, oh, Hoof-Hearted. A NEPA, Hoof-Hearted Helmet Nachos. NEPA is tomorrow, day 19, and followed by day 20, which is Mortalis with 450 North. We're going to have a Hydra Slush Mellow, a smoothie sour, another great smoothie sour by the joint partnership efforts of Mortalis and 450 North. That I'm excited about. So looking forward to the NEPA tomorrow, too. I like Hoof-Hearted. We've had some really great beers from them in the past. But already thinking about the Mortalis. So stay tuned, Chuggalos. This is Phil, day 18. I'm out.